The No Fate channel, checking in. On today's episode of the Supplement Review, we're getting wild, buck wild, as I review Juggernaut Nutrition's wild pre-workout. Cue the bumper. On this series, I review a supplement every episode to help you decide if it is right for your fitness goals, your health needs, and most importantly, that hard-earned money. Today, from juggernautnutrition.com, I have their wild pre-workout. This is the first supplement I am reviewing from Juggernaut Nutrition. Huge thanks for them for sending this to me for free. So I did get it for free, but obviously we do honest reviews here. After this one, I am going to be reviewing their other high-stim pre-workout. So if you're a fan of Juggernaut Nutrition, if you want to see how I reviewed that one, or if you want to see how they compare, because I am going to do a head-to-head, hit that subscribe button. So let's get into it. We're going to go over the ingredients, the taste, the mixability, the cost, and most importantly, how it delivers in the gym. Okay, so one bottle, 30 full servings. I love to see 30 servings in a pre-workout. One scoop, 14.3 grams. For pumps, for those veins in the forearms, we've got citrulline malate, 2-to-1 ratio at 6 grams. Agmatine sulfate, 1 gram. For strength and strength endurance, we've got beta-alanine at 2.5 grams. Ideally, I would like to see 3.2 or even 3 grams of beta-alanine. But at 2.5 grams, I don't really think you're going to miss that 0.7 grams. Creatine HCl at 1.5 grams. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm really not a fan of creatine in my pre-workouts. I don't really care one way or another. I just rather see companies leave it out and let people put it in on the side if they want it, just because it's such a cheap and inexpensive supplement to order on the side. Now let's go over the energy, focus, and mood complex, the reason that they call this wild. Okay, so we've got N-acetyl L-tyrosine, 500 milligrams. We've got caffeine citrate at 100 milligrams. That is a fast-acting form of caffeine, but it only comes in at 50%. So you're only going to get 50 milligrams of caffeine off of that version, but that is fast-acting. We've got caffeine anhydrous at 150 milligrams. So if you do math, that's 200 total milligrams of caffeine, which is actually a lot less than most of today's pre-workouts. But don't worry, do not worry. Also, we've got synephrine at 40 milligrams. That's like a thermogenic. And then we've got the DMHA. Okay, so they have two different forms of DMHA coming in at 160 milligrams. We have 40 milligrams from the Araya J version, which is like 2-amino-5 methylhexane, and then 120 for 2-amino-6 methylheptane. And I would be lying to you if I could tell you what the difference between those two were, but that's 160 milligrams of DMHA. And the last but not least, for absorption, which again, I like to see in pre-workouts and any ingredient, any products that I buy, I like to see absorption ingredients to make sure that your body's not just swallowing it, but your body's absorbing it. We've got black pepper extract, 5 milligrams. Let's go over some of the smaller, finer details before I rep out how this bad boy handles in the gym. First and foremost, Wild from juggernautnutrition.com comes in 5 flavors. I'm going to put them all up here. I had Braxton Sour Pals. I don't know where that name came from. The picture shows gummy worms, and it tastes like gummy worms. And I'll say you this, it mixes fine. It tasted good. Didn't think gummy worms was going to taste very good, but it did taste very good. I used approximately 16 to 18 ounces of water, and it goes down easy. I was really nervous that it was going to taste like too candy-ish, but at that 16 to 18 ounce mark for me, tasted good. Probably a 4 out of 5. No complaints with regards to taste. One of the nice things what they did is there's no artificial coloring in here. And I absolutely love that. I don't need artificial coloring to tell me how a product should or should not taste. And my body doesn't need to digest and absorb and process any more artificial coloring than it already probably gets on a normal daily basis. So let's talk about cost. You know, we go hard in the paint at cost. juggernautnutrition.com. You can get this for $1.50 per serving, and that's with no coupon codes. That's with no sales. That is literally retail. And you know we never pay retail, but I did not do any research with regards to coupons. But that $1.50 per serving is the high water mark at juggernautnutrition.com. Keep in mind, I'm sure that there's tons of sales deals and everything else under the sun to bring this down to a much more reasonable price. But even at $1.50 per serving, I think many of you are going to find that it is a fair price for how it handles in the gym. So let's get into how it handles in the gym. Let's talk about pumps. Okay, the pumps were very, very good. There's only 2 pump ingredients in here, but I got good pumps in the gym. I felt full in the muscle and really had no complaints with regards to the pumps. I know we're used to seeing some really stacked pump ingredients on our pre-workouts, but don't shy away from that 2-ingredient lineup because it got the job done. Very happy with the pumps. As far as energy, I'm going to say that it kicked in about 20 minutes. I had this, every time I took this was on an empty stomach, and it kind of kicked in 20 minutes and then ramped up. So around 30 to 35 minute mark, it was definitely full force. And that's 35 minutes from the time that I drank it. The energy was very good. You're only getting 200 milligrams of caffeine, which for many of you, you're going to think that's low, but that citrate kicks in quick and you feel it. It's very, very good. Now let's talk about the DMHA. Let's talk about the mood. I was happy in the gym. I was just happy with my workout. I was happy to be at the gym. It put me in a good mood. I was there and I felt it. I was getting wild. I was getting like that big grin, that like walking by the mirror, you know, looking at yourself, feeling good, feeling happy to be in the gym and just training. And you feel the synephrine, it definitely warms you up. You definitely get like that warm, thermogenic feeling. Overall, very happy with this pre-workout. It definitely deserves the name Wild because you definitely feel like it's a good time. Like you're at the gym, but you feel like you're just at a little bit of a party almost because, you know, you kind of like bob into the music in your head, getting that good training in. Let's talk about duration. That happy mood feeling lasted about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'd probably say more on the hour and a half side. So kicks in at 35 minutes full force. And then at the 2-hour mark, again, from the time that I drank it, was probably when that happiness, that euphoric feeling just kind of dwindled off. No crash on this. There wasn't a lot of caffeine for me, 200 milligrams. So there's no like hard crash on here. But the energy itself lasted like 3.5 hours. I was still kind of amped at that 3.5 hour mark in terms of the energy. Overall, I've been very happy with Wild. I'm excited to try their other pre-workout. And I think that many of you are going to be surprised because when you see the back of the label, you're probably thinking like, where's the rest of it? We kind of get used to today's day and age just seeing these huge, massive labels with tons and tons of caffeine. And I think many of you are going to get caught by surprise when you try this Wild. Juggernaut Nutrition's Wild pre-workout is aptly named. Now, I have used this 6 times over the past 3 weeks. Every time I use it, I ask myself the same question. Is this an everyday driver pre-workout? And every time I answer a little bit differently. I think my final thoughts on whether I would use this every day is that no, I wouldn't use it every day because it has the DMHA in there. However, because of the ingredients, the caffeine is 200 milligrams, is a good amount of caffeine, but nothing crazy for the adrenal system. And that DMHA is at 160 milligrams. Again, a good amount of DMHA, but nothing crazy, nothing overboard compared to some of the lineups that we've seen. And I definitely could see myself using this twice a week and being comfortable with that number. I definitely think that for many of you, if you're a high stim junkie, twice a week is going to be no problem for you. And I think for many of you who are used to like more tamer pre-workouts, then you probably could do 1 or even 2 a week and not have an issue. For me, 2 a week would be plenty. I probably wouldn't do 3, but I could definitely get away with 2. I've been happy with Juggernaut Nutrition's Wild, and I think you will be too. Hey, juggernautnutrition.com if you're interested, and search your own coupons. I didn't have time to look up coupons, but you know they're out there. Go out there and find them. Hey, if you came this far in the video, I got a few things for you. First and foremost, I am going to be reviewing their other pre-workout, so hit that subscribe button, and if I remember, I will link it up here or at least in the description below. And then I'm going to be doing a head-to-head of this versus their other pre-workout so we can actually do some type of comparison to give you a good idea of how they compare to one another and what the differences are. Also, if you came this far in the video and have any questions regarding this Wild pre-workout, hey, drop them in the comments below and I will get them answered as quickly as possible. You know I answer all my comments, every single one, even you haters. I love you haters. Okay, last but not least, if you've come this far in the video, you know what to do. Give this video a like, hit that subscribe button. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. I am dedicated to helping you be a great parent to your children and still accomplish your own personal goals. I provide ideas and insights to help you save time, money, and your sanity. 3 things that are in short supply for every parent out there.